Saturday to you. Happy weekend. And I hope it's nice where you are, not too hot. We have sun today, so it's lovely. And just came home and I haven't made hummus for a while, so I thought I would share what I'm doing with you guys and some of my tips. So first off, hummus is awesome unless most of the time it's store-bought. So if you've only experienced hummus being store-bought, you need to make it at home because store-bought tastes pretty gross for the most part, unless it's a fresh made hummus that you get in a store. Usually hummus has like this citric acid flavor that's in it to preserve it, and when you eat hummus that's store-bought in the little containers, and they're about, you know, $4 or $5 for a little container, that's all you can really taste to me is that flavor. And sometimes the ones that are made by a store, oh hi Alana, thank you very much. Sometimes the ones that are made store-bought, like say in a deli, they can have a lot of garlic or have a lot of oil added to them. So today I'm making one, and this is my Breville food processor. This is a big food processor. It's a 16 cup, and just getting my hair up so I can do this. It's a 16 cup. So when I make hummus, I never make a single batch of hummus. If you're gonna take the time and take out all the ingredients and squeeze lemons and making it from scratch, double, triple, quadruple batch. This will probably be like a quadruple batch of hummus. Hi Jana, thank you for joining. And hi Bridget, you have never had, you've never had fresh hummus. Oh my gosh, okay, well you've got to make some this weekend, okay? Or soon. So I had someone mention the other day that they don't like making hummus because they don't want to peel chickpeas. And I said, what? I have never peeled chickpeas ever for hummus or anything else. Like that could drive me crazy and anybody else. So when you get, hello kid, they don't know I'm doing this video. Yeah, Marilou, I love hummus too, but really only when it's homemade or a really good type from a store or a restaurant. The commercial ones are usually kind of nasty. So I'll get back to, I have 3 cans of chickpeas in here. No, you do not need to peel them. I've already put some lemon juice in, and I squeezed fresh lemons because the lemon concentrate that you buy, it's nice in a pinch, like if you need a teaspoon for a recipe or something like that. But when you're using a lot of lemons or lemon juice in a recipe, say you need a 1/4 cup or even a few tablespoons, opt for fresh squeeze when you can, because the flavor does come through. And I've put in a clove of garlic. If you love garlic, you know, up it. For my family, the kids, they like a little, but not too much. So I have a large clove in, but that's for a big batch here. And hi Lynette. Yeah, right? Peeling chickpeas, it's crazy, crazy pants. And I have the lemon juice, chickpeas in, garlic. And of course, this is like a traditional basic hummus. I have a lot of hummus recipes. My 3rd cookbook actually had a full chapter on hummus. So if you really want to get creative with hummus, find my Eat, Drink, and Be Vegan cookbook. And you may even get one. Our library's open now. I don't know. You might be able to get it in a library or secondhand somewhere. But if you have that cookbook, there's a whole chapter there. And I did use some oil then. You can omit the oil and it will still taste great. Do I use fresh garbanzo beans that have been soaked? Hi Leslie. I would like to. I find that hummus definitely tastes better when you can cook the beans from scratch. Fresh chickpeas from scratch taste much better. Like if you have an Instant Pot or you have time to do a stovetop bean soak and cook, they will taste better. But as I mentioned yesterday, I am prepping food so much for this fam that I don't get to cooking beans often. So these are canned. And some canned beans taste better too. I find Eden Organic tastes really nice. And look for ones that are BPA free if you can. That's a nice idea. Do I rinse the chickpeas? Yes, 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 yes. I rinse the chickpeas, and now like the juice in chickpeas, the aquafaba, is used a lot of times for an egg white. replacement, right? You can make meringues with it and use it in recipes. I don't do that a lot. Sometimes I'll keep it. Like sometimes I'll drain off the liquid, the brine from the chickpeas, keep it in the fridge, but it only lasts a couple of days and then it starts to go kind of right? Stanky. So if you want to do that and then make meringues or something with it, you could, but I do find I like the fresher flavor. So I usually rinse it with some hot water, then cool water, and then into the food processor. Chickpeas, I used 14-ounce cans of chickpeas, but if you're tripling, quadrupling, just, you can use the big cans, and really you can wing it. Hummus is a very, you can customize. I'm doing a video. You can customize the recipe, really, and you don't even have to follow a recipe. You can go by taste. We just had some laughs in the background. My little one is cracking up over there because she heard the noise. Hi, Lynette. The recipe, I have recipes on my site, and this Hummus 101, hun, can you get my Plant Power Families book there? Thank you. My hummus, I call it Hummus 101, is in my Plant Power Families cookbook. I do have a whole chapter of hummus in Eat, Drink, and Be Vegan. This one is in Plant Power Families, but I'm winging it today. That's how I tend to cook now. I don't always go with, I don't tend to go to a recipe and make it exact unless I want that exact recipe for something. And also if it's a dessert, then I will tend to refer to a recipe because baking is more of a science. It's a chemistry issue. Where is it? Oh, here it is here. Hummus 101. Oh, I'm so good with the camera. I know guys. I rock that. Hummus 101. This recipe is on my site because I reprinted it for a post about school lunches. So if you go to my site, DrenaBurton.com, you will find this Hummus 101 recipe on the site. Just search Hummus 101, and that's out of Plant Power Families. Yeah, Instant Pot, Bev, hi, yes, Instant Pot does make amazing chickpeas, and they get very soft. So I should get going with this recipe. So I have, as I said, this is a 16-cup machine, and if you're making hummus, double, triple, quadruple. Okay, so I'm gonna get this on. And I haven't added the tahini yet. I'm not adding oil. I'm gonna add tahini. Some people have allergies to sesame seed. You can use other seed or nut butters in tahini. What I'd recommend is you go for something mild flavored. So if you can have, for instance, cashews, but you can't have tahini. Sorry, our dog is a barker. There's a lot going on in our house all the time. Raw cashew butter is a good option because it has a mild, mellow, buttery flavor. And tahini varies a lot by brand. I have a post about that on my site. So this brand, New World, has a pretty nice flavor, but some of the more authentic tahinis, you can get them on Amazon, and I'll add a link. That's okay. And I'll add a link later in the notes, in the comments, of some brands that are really like authentic tahini brands, and they're buttery flavor. Like, I say buttery, but what I mean is they're kind of silky and smooth and not grainy, and they're usually a little looser than the ones we find in grocery stores. This one has a nice color. You can see it's kind of creamy colored. I've found brands that are really dark. Gosh, I have like camera dyslexia here. Really dark, and they can be a little more bitter. So I'm gonna get that in there, and as I said, I am not going to measure. I'm just going to go based on how much I have. Okay, so this is gonna be noisy. I'm not adding water to my hummus yet. I don't want to make my water or my hummus too thin, so I don't want to like pour in a lot of water and then it gets liquidy. I don't want to do that. So instead, I scrape it down, and you saw me tipping the food processor. I do that too. Scrape it down, and get it whirring again. So people say, how do you get a hummus really smooth and creamy without oil? You blend it a lot. You blend and blend and blend, and then puree again. Just keep on pureeing. This is very pasty right now, but again, I'm not adding water. I'm going to show you a little trick in the end. It probably needs more lemon juice, but I don't want to take up too much time squeezing lemons now, so I might add more in the end. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. You don't have to add pepper. It does perk up the flavor nicely. I haven't added salt, so I'm going to add some salt. And again, I roughly know based on how many times I've made hummus, how much I want in there. You can leave out the salt if you're someone that doesn't do salt. That's your choice, okay? You can modify that. And here's an option. Again, you don't have to do this. You can use straight chickpeas. But I also opened up some white beans. And when you add a little white beans, it also makes it a little creamy. Another thing that's really, really good in hummus is sweet potato. It adds a tiny bit of sweetness, it makes it creamy, it's delicious, and I have a sweet potato hummus recipe on my site. You could check that one out too. Another ingredient I'm adding, this is a little less known, a little less traditional, it's called sumac, S-U-M-A-C. Sumac. It's a Middle Eastern spice. It's a little tangy, sour. It's a little like lemon in a sense. It kind of adds a bit of a sour note. And if you were to go to like a very authentic restaurant, a Lebanese restaurant, you would probably find sumac sprinkled on the hummus. And it smells slightly lemony, floral almost. It doesn't have a super strong smell like, say, smoked paprika, which is also amazing in hummus. So I'm just going to sprinkle some of that in. And then I'm going to add the other trick, so hang tight. I'm adding ice cubes. So the reason I like to add ice cubes is, well, I saw a tip on a site about doing authentic hummus. And ice, one, it kind of cools down the hummus a bit when you're processing for a long time. The hummus gets heated up. And if you want to serve it, it cools it down a bit. Also, it kind of helps smooth it out. So with garlic and everything else in there, it helps smooth it out with the processor. So I found this little tip and I really like it. I use it all the time now. And you just add a few and adjust as you go. I'm going to add a little more tahini. You can hear the ice cubes in there now, probably, like working away. And I'm going to add a few more. It's quite thick now. It's more like a paste, almost like I'm making burgers. So I'm going to add a few more. I will probably add more lemon juice too. Guys, what's your favorite hummus to make? Do you have a favorite flavor of hummus? Share it. Let us know what your favorite one is to make. And if you haven't made one, are you going to try it? I'd love to know if you're feeling the hummus vibe. I'm I'm using a strainer at the top of my hummus to catch the seeds with the lemon juice. Roasted beet. Oh, here are some of the ideas. A little organic paprika, yes, yummy. And smoked paprika is so super good in hummus. If you, again, smoked paprika is a real game changer. It's super good. My tahini, no, I don't pour the oil off the tahini. I just stir it through. It is a Whole Foods product. So tahini is just sesame seeds pureed. So, I mean, you can, but then if you're using the hummus or the tahini for other purposes, it'll be really, really dry and sometimes hard to use. So I'll stir it in, but your option if you want to pour it off. Olive and garlic, roasted beet. Yes, olives are so good in hummus. And also the little sun-dried tomatoes are really good in there too. Okay. I'm definitely going to add more sumac, and I'm going to add some more ice cubes. Give it a taste. It's getting there now. So now it's smooth. You can see you got a nice consistency, and you can see how much this makes, right? This is a huge amount of hummus. Look at that. And I'm going to tell you another tip before I close off. So you want to taste it, and then you adjust for, you know, maybe add a little more garlic, maybe add more salt, pepper. A lot of people add cumin to hummus. I do sometimes, but I don't love it all the time in hummus because it really dominates the flavor. That's just a personal thing. I just don't always love it. That's good. And my daughter's laughing at me. It's good because it's really lemony. And I can taste the tahini, but the tahini isn't like overpowering the flavor. The sumac is nice in there. I'm gonna add a little more sumac. So here's the color of the sumac. Camera dyslexia. And it's I bought a big amount on Amazon, and then I reuse jars all the time, so that's why it's in that jar. And here's another tip. There's a little organic lemon zest. So the lemons I used today were not organic, so I just collected the juices. But when I get organic lemons, I zest them, collect the rind, put it in the freezer so that I can then pull out a little bit of lemon zest and pop it in the hummus. I promise you, this is a game changer. It will make your hummus brighter and just like pop out the flavor. You will love it. So I'll whiz that through just briefly. And then I'll let you guys see it. And also, last tip, you can freeze hummus. I freeze it all the time. That's why I make these monster batches so that I can put it into containers, pop it in the freezer. In a week or two, maybe a month, I've got extra hummus to pull out of the freezer, thaw it overnight in the fridge or on the counter for a few hours, and you've got fresh hummus at the ready. There you are. Gorgeous, thick, luscious hummus, no oil, minimal salt really compared to store-bought, and no weird citric acid flavor, just fresh, delicious flavor. Let me see if there's any more questions. Roasted red pepper, yes. All the kinds. Oh, I love all these suggestions. Someone's saying they love my red lentil hummus. Yes, I love that one too. Thank you. Thank you, Carla. That's also on my site. So, and also from plant-powered families. So you use cooked red lentils for that hummus. It's so like mellow, creamy, delicious. So if you want something different from chickpeas, try that. And yes, sweet potato. Hummus, such a gift. Yes, Kim, it is. As I say, hummus is a food group, right? Hashtag, I have tank tops with hummus is a food group. And Kathy, sumac tastes a little, it's a little like citrus note, sort of a citrusy, I think it's from a berry and it's ground, and there's a slight citrusy sour note. So it kind of accents the flavors in there. So I hope you give it a try. Again, it's on my site, DrenaBurton.com. This hummus, the red lentil hummus, is there, and a whole slew of other hummus recipes on my site and in my books, especially Eat, Drink, and Be Vegan and Plant Power Families. Let Them Eat Vegan has a few too. So enjoy. Thanks for joining, and go make some hummus. Talk soon. Bye.